Hello and welcome back to Kim Reads as we read the next story in the Berenstein Bears Let's Talk About Money book, Dollars and Cents. Cubs like their own money, their own dollars and cents, but to spend it or save it, what makes the most sense? Money wasn't a big problem in the Bear Country treehouse down a sunny dirt road deep in Bear Country, but it was a problem, at least where brother and sister were concerned. They knew some things about money. They knew Papa wasn't made of it, that it didn't grow on trees, and it should be saved for a rainy day. Papa had told them those things many times. What they didn't know about money was how to manage it. The Cubs liked money. They had liked it even before they knew you could buy things with it. They liked coins better than paper money because you could do things with coins. They liked to roll them, they liked to spin them, they liked to stack them, and as they got a little older, they liked to play heads or tails with them. But by keeping their eyes and ears open at the supermarket, the hardware store, and the clothing store, they soon learned they could do a lot more with money than just play with it. You could buy things with it. You buy all sorts of things. Ice cream from the Good Humor Bear, rides on the Bucking Duck at the mall, balloons from the Balloon Bear at the park. As time went on, the Cubs learned more about money. They learned the difference between the dollar sign, which was an S with two lines through it, and the cent sign, which was a C with one line through it. And while they were still fond of coins, they learned that you could buy a lot more with dollars. Baseball cards, wedding dress, shouted Papa. You must think I'm made of money. You must think money grows on trees. The Cubs backed away. All they wanted was some green money. All they got was Papa red in the face. Mama had been watching. She knew it was time to calm things down, and she had an idea how to do it. If you Cubs will excuse us, she said, there are some things I'd like to discuss with your Papa. My dear, said Mama, it's not going to do any good to shout at the Cubs. It's much as our fault as is there that they don't understand about money. It's up to us to teach them how to manage money. But how? Asked Papa. I suggest we start giving them a regular weekly allowance, she said. That's an interesting idea. Then perhaps they will learn to be more responsible about money. They had this discussion in the last story. An allowance? Said Sister. What's an allowance? Asked Brother. An allowance, said Papa, is a sum of money that you will get at the beginning of every week. It will be up to yours how to manage it, to spend it or to save it as you see fit. The Cubs looked at each other as if they didn't believe him. It seemed too good to be true. And here's your first week's allowance, said Papa. Brother and Sister looked at the small pile of money Papa had placed in front of them. Then they grabbed the money and were out the door, down the front steps and on the road to town faster than you can say weekly allowance. Said Papa. Double said Mama. When the Cubs returned, they had a pile of candy bars, bubblegum, and trading cards. They had spent their whole allowance on the first day of the week, and they did the same thing next week, and the next, and the next. It was clear to Mama and Papa that the allowance idea wasn't working as planned, and it certainly wasn't teaching the Cubs how to manage money. The Cubs would quickly eat the candy bars and get tired of the other things they bought. Then they would mope and groan because they didn't have any money left for the rest of the week. Mama, said Brother, I don't think this allowance idea is working out. I quite agree, said Mama, but what do you suggest? A bigger allowance, said the Cubs as one. Possibly, said Mama, but that is something we'll have to discuss with your Papa. Well, let's discuss it with him right now, said Sister. Oh, no, said Mama. Papa's balancing the checkbook. I never interrupt your Papa while he's balancing the checkbook. Checkbook, thought Mama. Our checkbook helps Papa and me manage our money. It gives us a chance to think about how we should spend it. It gives us a record of how much money we have spent and how much we have left. Mama went into the kitchen. She rummaged around in the cupboard drawer. It was filled with things she wasn't quite ready to throw away. Among the things were some extra checkbooks that were left over when she changed banks. How to explain the idea of the checks and checkbooks to the Cubs, she wondered. Mama told Papa what she had in mind, and then she explained the idea to the Cubs. Do you mean you're taking away our allowances? Protested Brother. Not at all, said Papa. As a matter of fact, we're increasing your allowances, but instead of giving you the beginning of each week so you can go out and spend them before they burn a hole in your pocket, we're going to hold them on for you. Then when you want a little pocket money or you want to buy something, you write out a check. Here, I'll show you how it's done. First you make out to cash, like so, and then you put how much it's for in words as well as numbers so there can't be a mistake. Then you write down what it's for on this line and sign at the bottom and go on the back. Then you give it to Mama and she gives you the money and keeps a record. It's that simple. Brother got the idea right away and gave Mama the check for $3 and she gave him the cash. He changed his mind about spending $5, half of his allowance, on baseball cards and bought a baseball book instead. Sister changed her mind too. She decided to give her first week's allowance and buy the baby dress with her next week's allowance so she would have still have $10 left. Now that's what I call money managing, said Mama to Papa. Okay, and that's the end of the book. So, thanks for listening. Bye.